Welcome to Saturday versus Sunday. I'm Jeff Dover. With me is John Barban. Let's talk football.
Yeah, we're talking NCAA Week 12. I think I got the number right. Picks and previews. So
Tennessee, Georgia weekend.
Tennessee, Georgia weekend. All right. Okay. All right. So I all of my preview games.
Week 12.
Week 12. We'll go 12. So all of my picks are also games I'm going to watch, like a preview too. So I don't really have preview games that I'm not picking. Shall I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So these are going to be our locks of the year of the week for week 12.
We still had, we went 5-6 last week.
Yeah.
But we're still up overall in the season.
Yeah.
So,
do you want to review quickly our picks from last week or no?
Could do that real fast.
Yeah. Okay. Let's review. Some of them were pretty bad.
All 11 of them. So we had, all right, the wins. BYU, Utah, more than 40.5. Just needed that game-winning field goal with no time left to cover that one.
Easy.
Ole Miss plus 2.5. Got the win outright. Biggest win Lane Kiffin's career. Florida State, Notre Dame, more than 42.5. Pretty much got all that just with Notre Dame.
52.
Yeah, so that was not even a sweat there. Oregon, Maryland plus 25.5. So just went exactly how we thought it would. Oregon up early, then just didn't have to do any more than that.
That was sweaty. That was sweaty.
Oh yeah, but it was the
the
best pick of the week. This is my favorite one. Was the Army North Texas under 63.5. It closed at 67, and it never got above 20, which was amazing. So the ones that didn't work out, Michigan, Indiana over 49.5. The Michigan's defense showed up. Indiana struggled with that one, and Michigan wasn't going to score on their own, so that one was tough. Washington plus 13.5 against Penn State. Penn State used it as the get right game. I was nervous about this one too.
That was all me. You should have talked me out of that one.
Penn State beats teams that they're not, like it's other than Ohio State and Michigan. That's all they do. South Carolina, Vandy. We had Vandy plus 3.5. Vandy was a wagon for us, so we had to go down swinging. So, but South Carolina is a really strong all around team. As it turns
they're
out.
Both my wagons. It's just I had more on the Vandy wagon, but man, South Carolina looks good.
Syracuse, Boston College, Syracuse plus 2.5. I thought Syracuse would show better in that one, but Boston College won that one. The Purdue, Ohio State, Purdue plus 38.5 looked great. Like, Ohio State's killing them. We thought they would. We thought they would just let off the gas, or Purdue would get something at the end. And
nothing.
Going into the fourth quarter, I still felt fine about it, but one touchdown over that one, so that sucked.
They had a field goal blocked, I think, or missed a makeable field goal block, whatever. They had a punt blocked in their own punting out of their own end.
I would bet that again. Like there's more than one way that would have worked.
That was a bad one. They should have been good for 6, maybe 9 points.
Yeah. So in Ohio State, anyway. So, and the only one we got really off was the Miami minus 11.5 against Georgia Tech, because who knew that Miami would lay such an egg on that one?
Did they ever lay an egg? That was awful.
So,
all right. Well, I don't know what to think of Miami now. They're just
it's a concerning sign that they're that Jekyll and Hyde in that kind of a game. So,
well, that didn't strike me as them no showing, not so much. Just that was bad. All right. So, shall I start?
Please.
So my first one, Utah at Colorado.
Ooh,
we're going to go over 47.5.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Yeah, again,
that's interesting.
I'm betting against Utah's strength, like we just did with BYU, and that cashed huge. We covered by 1.5. So Utah's quarterback looked okay, like he's coming along.
Oh yeah.
Colorado, I don't trust their defense to completely squash Utah's offense, even though their offense is not anything to shout about. So I think Utah might be good for 20-ish points in this game, but I think Colorado's going to be good for 35, 40.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be the best defense Colorado's seen by a lot. It's at Colorado, which I think helps.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
And it's not like Colorado's defense is that good. And I think Utah is absolutely, their quarterback's good, and they're they can move the ball here. So that's over 47. That's probably a good call.
So even though Utah's a limited offense, I think Colorado will give up some points there. But Colorado's receivers, their just offense is that much different than anything Utah's played against. So I think there should be enough points here to go over.
All right. That's good.
All right, what do you got?
All right. So the next one, this one I feel amazing about. is LSU at Florida, LSU minus the 4. I think I'm laying the 4 points, no problem. It's the Florida's not good, and they've been playing hard, but they've been ravaged by injuries. Their top 3 cornerbacks are injured, which is not a good matchup against LSU, which is the one thing that Nussmeier can do is pass the ball well. They had a terrible game last week, but it was in the rain, too, and it was really more that Bama, they just ran all over them, which Florida is absolutely not going to do. So this was an automatic LSU for me for this one.
When I saw the line at -4, I thought, is there missing a 1? Should that be 14.5? I mean, I don't know what they think Florida's going to do here.
No, Florida's I think this is a reaction from losing to Bama so bad, I think, because
Did they not look at what happened to Florida against Texas?
Yeah,
they're terrible. And that quarterback he's a walk-on.
Great story.
Great story, but he's not going to hold up here.
No.
And LSU's susceptible to a running quarterback. This kid ain't running anywhere.
No, exactly. Like the one thing you'd have to worry about was the running quarterback, and that's absolutely not going to be the case
my
here.
only thought, now I don't think this is going to happen, but my thought is the odds makers might think LSU's checked out, like giving up, but I don't think Brian Kelly will let him do that.
No, I don't think. If anyone should be checked out, it should be Florida. And LSU is still, like, they have 3 losses, but they've got winnable games left, and I don't know. I think they still. I mean,
if a bunch of wild things happen, they might still get a chance for the playoffs. If a bunch of games go the wrong way,
for sure. But
they need tons of help. So I guess they're theoretically sort of in the mix. Yeah. Like I guess 9-3. If a bunch of other teams have some wild upsets, they could be. I don't know. Just God, I can't believe this line.
No, I was surprised at that.
Anyway. So that's my guaranteed lock of the week, of the year, of the century, of the minute. All right. So, okay.
All-time points.
All right. Penn State, you punks, versus Purdue. God, Penn State. Okay, I'm going to go over 50.5. Purdue is just
I was going to say, I wasn't
bad.
sure if you're doing the total again, because this is similar to the Ohio State Purdue. No, sorry. Ohio State Purdue thing where it was, because it's Penn State minus 28.5, and I'm like,
never picking Purdue to cover anything. They're just terrible.
I could see it though. I could see
not going to do it. I'm assuming they might get some points this time around.
Okay,
but I'm just assuming Penn State's just going to go up and down the field against them.
Gotcha. 50.5. Is that what you got there for the over?
50.5. Okay. I don't think they're going to blank them the way Ohio State did, but I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. Maybe we're just missing how bad Purdue is. They've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games in a row.
So what would you do here? Or you don't like it at all?
I mean, I was looking at the 28.5 and just going to take the Purdue again, because I could just because Penn State isn't a super dynamic offense, and they would like.
But it's beauty pageant time for Penn State. Yeah, they got to show up big on all of these games.
No, you're right about that. Right. But okay.
Oh well, I don't know. What do you got?
Okay, the next one. There's another one I feel pretty good about. Is Kansas at BYU? BYU minus 3. BYU's good. Like there was a tough game against Utah. BYU has a good offense. Kansas defense is nowhere close to Utah's. I don't know why they're only favored by 3 here. So it's BYU still undefeated last time I checked. So field goal, no problem. So the BYU at beating Kansas.
Taking the over in that game.
Ooh, okay.
I know it's 55.5, but Kansas can score, and BYU can score, and I think Kansas will give up some points here. I don't think they're holding them back, so I think this could be a big scoring game.
Okay.
Also, Kansas put up so many points against Iowa State. It was just a complete avalanche. I don't know. Maybe it's some recency bias, but if they're, I guess they're still playing for bowl eligibility. I mean, they've already got 6 losses, so they kind of have to win out here. They have to win out here, but they can put it up in bunches. So I can just see this going over. BYU's on this magical run. I think they have pole position again here, but this could be the time they get got. This could be the one.
Yeah. Last 6 games, Kansas is averaged like 35 points a game or whatever. So that's probably a good call.
All right. Next one here, Mizzou at South Carolina. So South Carolina is my big wagon here.
Yeah.
I don't have their shirt, but I have their helmet here. So I think their helmet's in a good spot there on one of the pole positions. I'm going to go over 44.5 here.
Guys, I had the same thing.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So I don't think Mizzou, I just don't know who's starting. I don't know who's going to start at QB, but I think they're going to get, maybe they might contribute 14 points to this, maybe Mizzou, something like that. But I think South Carolina is just on a roll, it looks like at this point. And that total, I'm pretty sure these teams can go over that total.
Yeah, and I think that if it's just straight offense against defense, but I think there's going to be either a pick six or a fumble or like a turnover short field type situation that's going to get you a couple of points early. And just like Mizzou, like last week where they had no business scoring 2 touchdowns in like the last 2 minutes, like these games can get squirrely. So I think that, I'm counting on a squirrely factor, and so I think that's over that total. I think is a great call.
And if you've got a guy like Burden on the field, I mean that's a home run threat at
touchdown
all times,
waiting to happen.
It's all time. So even if South Carolina puts in a smothering type of performance and Sellers and Rocket go off here, it just takes 1 or 2 plays. And Burden was the difference in the last game. Like he's that good. I think he's the best receiver probably in the country.
He's really good.
Anyways, so I think
that's got to get you at least in a field goal range or something at that point. You know what I mean? So every little bit helps.
Yeah,
the fact that it's 4:00 at South Carolina, not 8:00, kind of helps too. Like their night environment's pretty crazy.
I think I'm to the point where a South Carolina home game is my number one atmosphere in all of football. Is that that stadium right now?
The beginning with the sandstorm thing is awesome.
Sandstorm's a little obnoxious. I just mean the crowds, but the crowd's great. It's just they're just. I want this team to keep progressing.
Crowd going to the music. I don't feel the music, Barvin.
No, I don't feel it. I feel Metallica at Virginia Tech, but I don't feel Sandstorm. That's got to go.
Fair enough.
All right, what do you got next?
I think that was it. You took the last one because that was the total there I had. So yeah, what else you got? How many more do you got left in the chamber?
So I got a 2-for-1 here.
Oh, another one.
Tennessee at Georgia.
Oh yeah. Okay, what are you doing on this one?
Tennessee +9.
Really? Okay.
What makes anyone think Georgia's going to hang in there now?
Man, I mean, I don't. Yeah, I guess
that was an all-time egg they laid.
They can't lose anymore. It's 2 losses.
No,
right? So I feel like it's at Georgia, but yeah. What's your thought? So you just think that they haven't demonstrated why they should be a 10-point favorite, sort of thing, is what you're thinking?
I think they can win the game. I just don't know if they're going to pull away. As we've seen, Carson Beck's good for. I don't think he can put a complete game in anymore. That last week's game was better. It wasn't 3 picks, but it wasn't great.
Yeah.
And 10 points, that was bad. Tennessee defense good. It's good. And I don't think they're coming in here thinking, oh my God, it's Georgia. Like that's gone. That is gone now.
Absolutely.
That's just that the mystique of being up against Georgia is out the window.
Yeah.
Kirby Smart will have them ready as usual, but he's clearly there's something wrong with the team.
Yeah, and Tennessee's defense is good. And if Carson Beck is prone to any sort of turnovers, that's that's gonna be a problem.
But my 2-for-1 is Tennessee +9 and over 48.5.
Wow. Okay.
I don't think Tennessee's going to squash them the way Ole Miss did into just 10 points. That's an all-time low. So I can see both of them getting just enough points to get. It's going to be sweaty, but I think it'll go over.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Yeah. And you're done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Last one, Boston College at SMU.
Ooh, what do you have here? I was looking at this one too.
+17.
Okay.
So I think SMU is going to win. They have the more high-powered offense, but Boston College showed a little bit that they've got something still in the tank against Syracuse, who also should have had a better offensive showing. So I think BC will hang in there. I don't think they're going to win or anything, but I think they can cover.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I was looking at that one. It's just that Boston College, like they've also been a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde team for me, and they lost a lot of their games on the road. So I was a little worried about it being at SMU. The total seems high too. It was like 53.5, but I think we'll see. SMU I think having +17, that's a lot of points.
It's a fair bit. SMU can just be overwhelming.
Yeah.
I'm banking on O'Brien having them their act together, and
Yeah.
Castellanos actually. This all comes down to, does Castellanos have a good game or not?
Yeah.
And Boston College's secondary is not bad.
No, and when Boston College is rolling, they're running the ball well, which is going to really decrease the number of possessions, and which also helps us with the plus 17 there.
Yeah.
So
I mean, SMU I think is clearly the better team. It's just I'm just not sure they're going to cover 17.
I'm also sort of thinking that like SMU is sort of due for a laying an egg at some point.
Well, they already laid their egg against Duke.
Yeah, well, in BYU they lost that one earlier, but as so I think that I think that's a good call. I think taking the points here is a good one.
I don't know. We'll see. That's where I'm going with this. Do you have any other, even a preview, or is that those are all?
No, that was just because it was the Georgia, Tennessee, and the LSU, Florida were the big ones for me, and then I think that it's the some of the earlier matchups didn't really do anything for me. The Utah, Colorado, we already talked about. Clemson and Pittsburgh. I was tempted. I think something might be wrong with Pittsburgh. I was tempted to take Clemson minus the 10, but 10 points is still a fair bit like to do on the road.
That's funny because I think something's wrong with Clemson.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
It's the Texas is at Arkansas. Texas 2 touchdown, like 13.5 is a lot again on the road, but I think Texas is a significant better team. It was the total's a little high. It was 57.5 because I think this is one of the ones where if Texas gets up, they're just going to run the ball again later. But I don't know.
Texas got themselves right against Florida, but again, I don't know what you can take away from Florida. Yeah. I really want to take Washington State over New Mexico.
Okay.
Washington State's 8-1.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not
good.
There's no Big 12. It's funny. They have Big 12, like where they rank in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Or, the Pac-12. They actually have a Pac-12 standings.
Oh, do they?
Even though it's just them and Oregon, which was stupid.
Yeah. No, but Washington State, there's minus 13.5, so it's still under 2 touchdowns. New Mexico's terrible. Like, so, and it's not like
that's kind of what I was looking at. And the total is 72.5.
That is a crazy total. That is a monster total. You don't see it in the 70s often, but yeah. So
I got to go under that.
Are you? You doing it?
Yeah, okay. 72.5.
Yeah.
I mean, New Mexico. All right. You know what? Okay. This is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna thread this needle. I'm gonna 2 for 1. I'm gonna go under 72.5 and take Washington State to cover.
That is quite the needle.
I'm doing it.
So New Mexico last couple of games, so 21-16 San Diego State, then 49-45 Wyoming, completely. But 17-6 at Colorado State. Where did that come from? 50-45 Utah State. Like, so it's either 100 or 20. Like but
this has got to be one of the better. I mean, to a man, Washington State should have more talent on the field than New Mexico.
Oh yeah, yeah. No.
Yeah, so we're going to thread that in. We're going to go under 72.5 and then Washington State to cover.
You're crazy.
I'm staying away from the Iowa State game. I don't know what to make of them anymore.
No, that's a good call.
And the only other one that I was kind of, I don't know what to do. Well, there's 2 that I'm going to watch with a lot of interest, but I don't know what to do with. It's Kansas State, Arizona at Kansas State. Kansas State has to win. They just have to, but I don't know anything about covering or the total. This is just do or die at this point. And Arizona State.
Hold on a second. So where's Kansas State again?
Arizona State at Kansas State.
Yeah, I like Kansas State there. I was leaning towards that. It was just a little high because it was -9. So I would lean Kansas State in that one. So I think
Arizona State is probably one of the most undercover good teams in the Big 12. Just no one's talking about them, but they're just, man.
And you say Arizona too? Is that the other one you're looking at?
The other one I'm looking at is Oregon and Wisconsin. Is Oregon going to cover? Wisconsin can really put a stinker together here.
Yeah, and that's over 2 touchdowns now. It's 14.5, which seems like a bit high. So, but yeah.
Oregon just seems to overwhelm people. I don't know what Wisconsin's shown that they should be able to cover that, but I think I'm going to stay away.
Yeah, that's probably a good call.
I think that's it. I don't really have anything else that I was playing around with. Nope. That's everything. Yeah, that's everything for this week. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. That's what we're picking.
Yeah, I feel really good about some of our locks in there, like the LSU one and the BYU one, and then the over Missouri, South Carolina. That's going to be
the Penn State one. I'm the least confident with.
Okay,
but I mean, it's almost like a statement about Purdue. So I mean, come on, guys, just Jesus. All right, we'll see.
Sounds good.
Can't be that bad again. It can't be that bad again.
True.
All right. So we'll catch you guys next week.